All right. Hello, we're back. Hey, homies.
It's been a minute.
It's been literally a minute since our last recording.
It's been a minute.
Yeah,
the
that's
homies
right.
are good. I hope you guys are doing good.
Positivity spreading.
Oh gosh.
All right,
We're spreading propaganda on this podcast, and that's it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Valve propaganda against Valve.
Anti-arena
Sponsored by
propaganda.
Valve.
Yeah.
No, we are actually, guys. This is the first episode we have a sponsor.
Yeah, we're
Sponsored by
Sean,
Silver.
who are we sponsored by?
We're sponsored by G Fuel, actually.
G
Whoa.
Fuel. Babe.
Okay,
Can we get strikes for that or something?
Yeah, my most picked ability is Hook. That is insane.
Wow.
That is nuts.
Wow.
And then Glimpse.
We're reminiscing on the windrun.io, so if you guys
Yeah.
want to see an episode of us breaking down our wind runs, let us know. But we're moving into the peas,
Yeah.
people. You guys like peas?
Joel's growing peas.
Yes, I'm growing peas currently on my balcony. They are germinating in a tent. So we're going to start off with a good pea, and that's Paralyzing Cask. Probably one of the best stuns if you're on Witch Doctor. It's really good, obviously.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
moral of the story. But it is a good stun. You know, it does
is.
bounce. It's obviously one of those RNG a little bit abilities.
Yeah.
But if you can stun lock 2 or 3 people, sometimes it goes hard, and that can win a game. You know,
Yeah,
stun
yeah.
locking 2
You get
people.
the old Soulbind Paralyzing Cask combo. You put somebody into a little Paralyzing
huge.
Cask
Yeah.
trance.
That's the main combo.
It's one of the most annoying spells when you're like beside your teammate, you're both melee, and you're running at a target, and all of a sudden you get casked. Just feels miserable. But yeah, some of the time it's going to be outclassed by other stuns in the lobby, like Earth Spike and Avalanche, stuff like that. So I don't think it gets up to those stuns.
Definitely not.
I think it's more of a high tier picks 2 to 3. In that maybe it's like below like Light Striker Ray. It's kind of similar to Light Striker Ray where it's not like a guaranteed stun.
Yeah.
It's probably mostly
I-
picked second.
I'd put it significantly lower than Light Strike just because you
RNG.
kind of need that other unit
Yeah.
to be
So
around.
let's look at the top stun in generally 2 to 3, which right now is, well, it depends on how you classify. Boundless Strike is a stun, but Berserker's Call, Hoof Stomp, Aether Remnant, though that group, okay?
Yeah.
Or up here we have, I guess, Dismember and then Light Strike.
I think
So
it's similar to Aether Remnant.
I think it's way better than Aether Remnant.
really way better.
Way better?
Multi-target.
Aether
Remnant's
Remnant
one
has
target.
a shard though too.
I know, yeah, it does have the shard upgrade, but
Aether
still only one
Remnant-
person. One person.
It does displace them, pulls them.
Hoof
towards
Stomp
you.
is more global, like, AoE.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty similar to Hoof Stomp.
I
In a
think
way.
it's just below Decay is me personally.
Putting it down even
All
farther.
right. Okay.
Well,
You think it's worse than Aether Remnant, eh?
I say above or below
I mean, it's a
Hoof Stomp. That's
0.8-second stun if there's nothing around. It does 50 like no damage.
That is true. All right. How about that, Joel? Right
Yeah,
below.
that's fine. We can pair that.
All right. Cool. Next up, Penitence. So, do the thing where it's best on Chen with your like 300 attack range bonus talent at level 10. And the 350 self attack range
It's
bonus
huge.
can actually be kind of crazy.
It's like double.
But the weird thing
summons.
about it though is you have to cast the spell first.
Yeah.
So you have to get into the cast range of 800, and
Then they're running.
then
and
they're starting to run
slap
away,
them.
and then you get the attack range bonus used up.
Yeah. It's not amazing because it's just a movement slow most of the time.
There is 80 attack speed at max that you get.
That is true. Notably, it affects towers. So you can throw Penitence on a guy that you skewer under tower, and all of a sudden your tower's chucking shots at him.
That's true.
It also combos with Death Ward.
Death Ward.
That is a
cool. I
classic
forgot about
classic combo. Because Penitence does affect buildings, and Death Ward's classified as a building for some reason, it will go grrrr and absolutely gat somebody down if you have Penitence. That being said, I think it generally picks 3 to 4 because you're normally getting it like 3rd or 4th pick. If there's like a low stun lobby, maybe 3rd pick. If it's higher tier spell lobby, probably 4th.
Yeah.
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 What's it like?
It's one of those abilities where you don't really want to take it on a support hero.
No.
But sometimes you will just to have some sort of CC, some sort of slow.
Yeah. 30% slow at max. So
Yeah. Is dispellable, so
yeah.
I think it's probably like low, generally picks 3 to 4.
I think it's got to be
Your
better
ice
than like
blast.
Natural.
better than
order.
Malefice.
Better than
Yeah,
Malefice.
I'm fine with it.
Really?
Mid,
I'd rather usually have
mid-lower.
a stun than Penitence, honestly. Like
Yeah,
in general.
I can maybe go to like just above Bushwhack.
All right.
Club. I'm down to break
Yeah.
out the stun club. Yep.
I like
Next up is Phantasm.
Pretty good on the right setup, but is a little bit on that situationally reasonable. You know, if there's a lot of CC in the lobby, not as good type of thing. But the eggs.
Yeah,
The
it does
eggs is
dispel
kinda-
your whole team if you have
I
eggs.
actually don't think it does.
No?
I think it only does yourself.
I thought it was basic dispel on your whole team, but maybe not.
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's like you have a couple combos like split shot, and if you have like Reality Rift, obviously it gets a lot better because then you can actually kind of focus your illusions on one target.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very situational, but the 100% Phantasm damage dealing is notable.
It's big, yeah. It's a lot of damage if the illusions survive and are hitting.
If you're taking it, it's usually 4th pick. Would you agree with that?
Probably, yeah. 3rd or 4th pick.
Yeah. And if we're looking at ults in the 3rd and 4th pick, where are we thinking it adds up? Because Mystic Flare, Noxious Plague, Hook Shot, Eye of the Storm. It's probably lower than some of those.
It's barely lower, yeah. I'd probably put it... Eye of the Storm is way up there, wow.
Top 3 to 4. Yeah, we're basically saying Eye of the Storm is like a really strong 1st, 3rd pick. The strongest.
Which I kind of agree with, honestly.
And Phantasm, as a 3rd pick, you pick up 2 big abilities. Could be a crazy 3rd pick. I'm down to put a top area, top line.
Yeah, it's very similar to Mirror Image, and we do have Mirror Image up here.
Exact. That kind of
Mirror Image
honestly
is a basic ability. So.
Yeah. It's kind of like...
So it has to be worse because this is an ultimate,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's like
for sure.
ECD would say.
There.
Worse than Hookshot, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up is Phantom Rush. Not a very good passive, realistically.
No.
It's also really annoying to toggle on and off when you're like trying to last hit. I don't know. It's like such a nitpicky thing, but anything that makes me think hard about toggling
When
on
to
or
use
off
it,
a
yeah.
passive, like the mental taxation factor makes it lower for me.
Yeah, and it's only really like super beneficial on agi heroes.
Yeah, and having illusions, of course, because the illusions will charge the same target.
Yeah.
The gap close can be good. 4-second cooldown at
Kind of,
max
yeah.
level. If you
Probably 3 to 4.
825 rush distance at max. It's not that far, but it's decent.
It is gap close against those range carries, though. You know, like we were talking about. This is a range carry meta, so
Yeah.
anything that kind of lets you get up in a range carry space and
The
close
Gorell.
the gap,
Get up in their
get up in the Gorell,
Definitely.
it's good.
But
Picks 3 to
it's
4.
still-
Yeah,
Four.
and I think
Yeah,
3 to 4.
Yeah.
Because I think you... I don't know if your argument of picking a stun is the correct one, because this ability is usually not for...
I almost never draft this spell. Like, I'm not even kidding. I cannot remember the last time I
Oh.
drafted Phantom Rush.
So long ago, probably.
If you had juxtaposed, probably last time.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say bottom of picks 3
Yeah,
to 4.
let's just
Yeah,
say
like
right
almost
now.
in
Like,
situation.
below Anchor Smash.
Below Anchor
Oh,
Yeah.
Anchor Smash. Well, this is a gas ability.
Yeah, this is a better gap closer, that's for sure.
Oh, this is
Phantom
first pick.
Strike.
We got some gas in the P.
Phantom Strike is first pickable. I'll just
100%.
say that right away.
Definitely.
190.
I think it's definitely first pick.
2.5, and the range just gets better, starting at 650, ending at 950.
Yeah. Where are we thinking? Are we thinking actual first pick / deny pick? Probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
100%. I think it's in first pick / deny pick, but where is it? It is a movement blink.
I
Yup.
think it's definitely
It does more damage.
close to the blinks for me.
It's probably slightly below.
Just below, you think?
Yeah, because if you're on a ranged hero, Phantom Strike's like less enticing.
Yes,
If
where
you're,
those
if
are
you're
good
still
for
not
everybody.
afraid to jump in though on a ranged hero, you can get more attacks off because you're ranged.
But you can't blink out of a fight as easily if there's no units. Whereas
Yeah.
that's like, you know, the co-op and AM
Yeah.
blink you can get out very easily.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say it's like just below.
Yeah, I'm fine
Yeah,
with just
I'm
below
fine with
blinks.
just below. Let's just blink for Takewee. Let's blink Psych and put it aside. No, I'm just,
Blink Strike's not going there. Sorry, Take Lead.
Yeah,
Alright.
like strike should be up there. guys.
Next up is Phantom Embrace.
Embrace.
Phantom Zinbrace.
It's a good one, man. This thing pairs with some other stuff in AD that it's like underrated when you can use this and then spam something that slows their attack speed.
Yeah.
The Swarm is obviously the epitome classic.
Talking about the Swarm in our top 10 underrated abilities, just take everything that we said in that and apply it to this. It's almost better because if you don't kill the Phantom, it goes back to the caster and then they can recast it immediately. The cooldown doesn't go off.
Yeah, that is a good feature.
I swear most of the time though, people just get Phantom's Embrace to pair with Soulbind because usually they're going to be in the same lobby if you have the Grimstroke model in your lobby, and probably generally picks 3 to 4 most of the time. I like it, but I don't think it's something you want to take super early.
I'm thinking it's near
3 to 4 or 2 to 3.
Higher 3 to 4.
Higher 3 to 4.
I do think the silence component can be really, really insane against
silence
certain...
is super important.
I think Arcane Seal.
It's probably better than
Ancient Seal. No, Arcane Seal.
I think it's better than Ancient Seal for sure.
Yeah.
Because it does damage as well as the silence.
And it can come back, yeah. I think it's probably a little bit above it, but I don't know how much more because we start to get into some territory where some of those abilities are.
Yeah, I'm thinking like mid, maybe actually like slightly higher.
Just above laser, maybe? I don't want to get too crazy.
Yeah. Just above laser? Sure. It's, very, very kind of niche.
Yeah, and you combo with a lot of stuff. If you can slow their attack speed in any way or stop them from attacking with a stun, and then you get the rend, and then it comes back to you, and then you throw it again.
Yeah?
It's pretty good.
All right, next up is Phase Shift.
Also pretty good.
Also pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Not as good as it used to be when you got the bonus attack range on the shard.
Yeah.
Right click when it would do an AoE. But now it is slightly more balanced and still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still really good survivability.
Yep.
That's its main use is just to survive longer, dodge spells.
Yeah, paired with other abilities. Wukong's Command probably being one of the more classic.
Exorcism I've had. Yeah,
things,
that's a good one.
Like in that vein.
Large sources of AoE damage plus Phase Shift usually does something. However, there is a real cost to having an ability that does nothing besides disjoint and leave you invulnerable.
Delay.
For 2 seconds.
Delay. It just delays the inevitable sometimes. Or
Unless
puts
you
you in
get
a
a blank
situation.
dagger, then you could really be annoying to kill.
Yeah, that is true. That is true because the 3.25 duration means you're always going to get that shift blink if you're sweating, or just spamming blink if you're like us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think again because AD is a ranged carry meta, it's better on ranged carries.
Definitely.
It's usually a second or third pick, and most of the time we've seen it recently. I swear, as we've gone higher in rank, it's been chosen more early in the drafts.
I think it's a pretty early pick. Yeah.
Probably.
It usually goes in the second round, I'd say.
Yeah, and especially if there's like some point click stuff to disjoint, particularly like slow projectiles, magic missile, storm hammer,
Chaos
stuff
Bolt,
like that.
those
Yeah,
stuns,
those stuns that you can really like see coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking picks 2, 3, maybe
Topper end.
top,
I feel like is
top area.
What else
Yeah,
is
I think it's
surviving?
pretty high in 2 to 3.
Maybe near
Like
I was gonna say Aphotic Shield or Infest are kind of savey type of things.
Yeah, it's a very selfish ability.
It has a shard upgrade though. Does make it.
That is
better.
true. That is true. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Where would you put it?
It's if we wanted to get crazy, we could go higher, but I think that's good because it does take quite a bit of like good button clicking to make it really solid. Like to get the max value out of this spell, you have to cast it really, really well.
That is true. That is true. You can't get caught with your pants down.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Next up is Pierce the Veil.
Very
Huge.
interesting ability, and sometimes in our drafts, like I don't know if you'd call it sleeping on it, or sometimes maybe not overrating it / rating it. What team Muerta is on makes
Really
an
decides,
impact for
yeah.
like the game and how it's gonna play out, because she can attack ethereal targets. So if she's going a carry and you pick Pierce the Veil,
I've been countered by that for sure.
Yeah, it's a good.
But it also just kills people real fast.
paired with a lot of stuff.
Paired with attack speed, it's kind of like Omni Slash in that way, where if you pair with attack speed, it gets bizarrely insane. But most of the time, it's just really solid. 8-second duration at all levels is actually super long. And the bonus damage you get is very impactful, especially in the late game, when you can just absolutely full to zero somebody before they can even attack you. Now, I'm going to say something controversial. What do you take first normally? Gunslinger or Pierce the Veil?
Gunslinger, usually.
I think Pierce the Veil is pretty sick. But
See, this is what I'm saying.
But
It's actually close.
Gunslinger's probably picked higher
I
percentage.
think the main
Get
positive
the win rate
of
up.
Pierce the Veil, honestly, is also just like not being able to get hit.
Yeah, you get
Yes.
a BKB and Pierce the Veil, you're
Yeah.
basically invulnerable, right?
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. That's what I find most annoying about it.
It's like the late game ult that you want on your ranged core.
Yeah, 8 seconds,
At
you
all
can't die,
times.
basically.
Yeah.
Huh?
We
Get
played
it
a
at
game
6.
recently against a Snapfire with Little Shredder Pierce the Veil,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, that shit was bizarre.
Yeah, it's
It hit different. That shit hit
It
different.
did.
Yeah. Not saying that's every time you play Pierce the Veil, but even the basic dispel you get from it too, there's like all these little things that kind of add up.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I think it's first pick. Or
yeah,
first/second.
I think other ultimate that's very similar to this and I like is God's Strength. And right now we have God's Strength as the 4th highest in picks 1 to 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on some heroes for sure a first pick / deny almost, but
I think we have to put it in first pick, deny pick.
yeah,
I think we have to.
I agree.
yeah.
I also think it's notable because it turns your melee character into a range character
Into
Yeah.
Warrior's range.
if you
Yeah.
have a melee model.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think it's
I think
good
it's
enough.
I think we got to get way up there too. I think
Higher.
this thing's going
like
deep.
next to meta.
Meta.
Yeah.
It's like a meta-esque type. It
It's
is.
like-
yeah.
It
it's
does
like better than
transform
meta.
you.
It's like such a win
Almost.
condition in the late game that if you just take the draft to be like scaling and like play kind of draft for that later game scenario,
Yeah.
this ability will pay you off every single time in the
Yeah.
late game.
Similar to Flak in a way.
It is,
In a
yeah.
way.
45-second
We could
downtime.
even go higher.
Really?
Let's
Where
bump
are
it
you
up.
thinking?
Let's gas
Where
it.
are you
I think it's
thinking?
above Flak. Right
Above
here.
Flak?
Or Flak, like below Flak.
I think it's
Let's-
below flag.
4, move it 3 more up. Boom.
All right, there you go.
Let's
Pierce
get it
the
up
Veil.
there.
We're giving it high praise. Muerta's got two abilities
Yeah.
in the first pick /9 pick. Just want to throw that one out there for you guys.
Gunslinger, yeah.
Yeah, and then like let's also just note that Ursa is also up here with
Ursa
two
is way
from
up
his
there.
kit.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Pit of Malice. Joel, you are the pit
Yeah,
specialist. You
Pit is
first
so
pick this
good.
all the time.
Imagine having an AoE stun that's freaking 400 radius wide, increases with Glepnir, also on Underlord
Can root
is
multiple
amazing.
times.
Oh yeah, you pair this with one other stun, you have an insane combo. Even pairing it with some of the worst, an ultimate that's always going to be there, Fiend's Gate,
Fiend's Gate
because
eggs.
people leave
Yeah,
it,
it's
and then you
crazy.
can get Fiend's
It's
Gate
OP.
eggs, and if your game goes anywhere relevant where you're a support that has eggs after a couple items, you guys sit in a clump. You look on your map with a couple words. Oh, there's a guy. We're Fiend's gating on him. Oh, he's pitted. You come in. There's another pit on him because I'm coming through. You know,
Yeah.
it's over for him. You throw that one other stun you have out. It's like we won a
Yeah.
game off that. Where
So
it's like, yep,
It's
just
ridiculous.
pit initiation, game over.
Also, high ground defense gets so much easier when you've pit.
When you have a
Yeah.
glut pit that spans from corner to corner of the racks and it's just holding people out, they
Yeah.
can't
You
push up.
cannot go to the high ground without getting hit by the pit.
So I think this is a first pick ability.
I think
Yeah.
I don't think it's first pick
It's-
deny pick. I think it's between 1 to 2.
Let's just see. What do we have?
Joel
up there?
takes it first pick every game I see it. I swear to God.
Yeah, but I think it's a picks
Yeah.
1 to 2.
What are
it's
you
like-
taking?
I mean,
Earth
like,
Spike?
Frostbite is up in first pick. This thing is first
Yeah,
pick.
but Frostbite is on another level, Sean.
It's decent. Yeah, it is on another level.
Frostbite on
but-
damage is on another level. I think there's what are the only we have
Shoutouts.
Impale.
Yeah.
We have Impale, Frostbite.
It's got to be above
Fire.
Firestorm. You always take it over Firestorm.
I've taken Firestorm first.
I think it's better than Burrow Strike and Magic Missile for sure.
I'll put it at the very top of picks 1 to 2.
There you go.
Let's
I'm
go
happy
right
with
to
that.
the top. I like.
I think
that.
Right
Pit,
to the
Pit
top.
is OP.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
OP.
It's,
on any hero too, it's great.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be
if
this
I'm
one.
playing against Pit, I resent my life a little bit more.
Definitely.
Next up is Plague Ward.
Well, definitely don't resent
Alright.
your life when you're
Now
against
we
that.
just go right to the bottom. We're done.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's
Let's
probably-
get
this
the,
is
the
griefing.
Plague Ward hat on the Veno jungle, guys. It's a meme. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go jungle and grief
carrier.
your team if you
Ooh.
want. Play your pause 5.
I think
whatever.
I think this is griefing if you pick this. We had a guy in our game first pick this,
Yeah.
and that
It
was
was bad.
definitely griefing.
It is basically a useless ability unless you have Poison Sting too. I know people can say that yes, you can farm regardless, you know, but still,
it's terrible.
All right, actively bad unless parent.
Yes,
right?
I'm happy with
Get
that.
it off the board. Get it out of here. No one wants to hear us talk about this ability.
On the bottom. It's not griefing though, right?
No, we can leave it there. It's
right beside
well,
your
if you
How about
take
that?
it, it's pretty
We're
bad.
going right down, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Sure, maybe it has more impact than if you just pick Burning Spears on a random support hero. But still. Next up is Plasma Field.
Yeah.
Plasma Field, it's alright.
It's a decent 3rd to 4th pick. You know, it has a
agree.
slow, it has damage, it can help you farm and stuff. It's somewhat decent in lane if you do put levels into it and you have a bursty kind of, it's low cooldown.
I was going to say, it's one of those spells that I like having on a spellcaster mid, kind of like Nether Blast, where it's like, if you get some early levels in it, you kind of dominate a lane, especially better on like a high movement speed hero where you can run the Plasma Field into them a bit more easily.
Yeah.
You know, if you're really abusing that like edge of the Plasma Field, you can get like a nice 300 damage nuke or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slow is obviously pretty small. It's not crazy high impact, but
it's not bad though. It's
No.
1.5 seconds at 40% at absolute max.
Yeah.
Solid. It's a decent quality nuke. Costs 125 mana.
High mana, for sure.
I can't go any more than 3 to 4 for me.
For sure.
yeah, I think middle 3 to 4.
Dragon Slave. It has
Probably
a slow.
better than
It's
Dragon
better
Slave.
than
I think
Dragon
it's
Slave.
slightly better than Dragon Slave.
Because
Yeah.
it has a slow.
That's
Dragon Slave's no clue. It's damage reduction instead. That's what your trade-off is. And this is better. Dragon Slave's one direction. This is full AoE, and it can hit
One
twice.
direction.
Let's put it above laser.
Well, it's a hot topic now.
Yeah. Liam Payne, R.I.P. Shoutouts to Liam Payne.
Oh God! Oh God!
I'm
Oh God! I don't have any part in this.
I'm not
anymore.
part of that show.
Yeah, I'm not part of that. Me and Sean are excluding for that comment. All right, poison. Wait, is this poison attack?
Poison attack. I like this spell. A lane domination spell.
Yeah, everyone loves first picking this on some stupid ass range model in our AD games recently.
Yep, 300.
It's like probably the best level 3. Like when you turn level 3 and you get a second point in poison attack, it's probably the
You want to try and
highest
kill them.
power spike
Yeah.
ability at level 3.
Try and kill the enemy when you get this at level 3 and it's level 2.
Yeah, it's like one of those abilities where you can absolutely shut out 2 melee heroes by yourself if you're a ranged model.
Yeah.
So I like it. It doesn't scale amazing, but in terms of securing your early game, it's definitely one of the better lane dominator auto cast abilities.
Yeah. You can get it on support or a core, really. You can still throw this on a support.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If you're on like a Chen as well, like someone who has a nice long base model attack range,
Coddle or something. And
Yeah.
just swing away.
you can just eat somebody. So I think it's probably generally picks 1 to 2. When you
And
get
the
a
shard for pushing buildings.
That is
also
true.
really OP.
Yeah, that is a
It's
nice
true.
power spike too. It slows pretty well.
I think it, in a way, is similar to Impetus, but in its own ways better and worse. But I don't know. I was thinking it's top end of 1 to 2. I think it is a really good right click. Maybe near the other right click modifiers. Where does it compare to the other right click modifiers? I think it's on like a base turn level 1 better than most of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it better than those other ones.
Do not a Mortal
It's
Strike.
above
Cool
Mortal
Frenzy.
Strike there, yeah.
Next up is you got that random on your lobby. He's like, all right, I'm on an Oracle. I'm gonna first pick Poison Sting, and I'm gonna go hard right click Oracle, and then he goes 0 and 11.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a perfect description of this spell.
He watched a
Shoutouts
Purge
to
video.
Chronozoa.
He watched a Purge.
Oh, I saw
no.
do that in the game.
Oh my god.
He watched a Purge video that said Poison Sting is the highest level difference damage or something, where he goes like, if the levels you put into it, it's like the most damage you can do, you know, type of thing.
I really don't like Poison Sting as much as other people do,
No.
and I think it's usually should be picks 3 to 4. That being said, the community that we exist in is probably generally picks 1 to 2 for the
Almost,
most part.
yeah.
So
I'm happy to put it top end to 2 to 3.
I agree.
Top end, really.
Yeah. It's still impactful lane.
Incapacitated?
It still like shuts down some of the early laning stage
It is.
competition from especially melee heroes, of course. 'cause
Yeah,
you just
it can
zone
be a
them.
lot. It is a lot of zoning.
What about like
It's really
incapacitated
annoying.
by-
It is annoying.
How does it
Probably
compare?
better than in cap.
Oh my god, no.
No?
Not for me. I feel like in-cap is way too strong.
But in cap is more niche because in cap doesn't.
Oh wait,
go
sorry,
on-
no. I always mix up incapacitating by
With
insatiable
insatiable?
hunger. Never mind.
Whoa, let's
Whoa.
go.
We're gonna retract
This
that.
guy's
actually.
new gamer.
Yeah,
Not playing Brood.
Nah.
those two passive right clicks, like Fervor, it's probably not better than Fervor. But it's
No,
probably better
no.
than in cap and bash.
Is it better than Moment of Courage?
No.
No.
Maybe under a moment of courage.
I think it's just under Moment of Courage at max.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because, I don't know. Moment of courage, at least you have like lifesteal and stuff. You
Yeah.
go jungle, recovery farm if you really
Yeah.
need to. Alright, next up is Poison Touch. Now this used to be an insanely good shard and people would actually like take this stuff instantly. But nowadays it's just like, I'm gonna screw you in lane
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yep.
It's probably one of the most annoying spells to deal with levels 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Because you can single-handedly get zoned by Poison Touch and right clicks. Especially if you're against a good ranged model like Dazzle, who can continuously reapply the damage. That being said, is it picks 1 to 2? No, not
No.
anymore. I think it's now picks 2 to 3.
Yeah, it's probably 2 to 3. You pick it up on a support, probably.
Yeah. When it had the Hex, it wasn't
Yeah.
up that high, but no longer.
No, it's no longer.
So,
That
where are
really
we
hurts it
thinking?
a lot. It's just basically a lane dominating spell. Once you like later on in the game, it's not
Yeah.
as impactful.
Top of 2 to 3?
Top
Maybe.
of 2 to 3.
Or bottom?
I think it's worse than like. It's got to be worse than this first row.
It's
of
worse
2
than
to
the
3.
hexes, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But in the same vein, not too
Maybe
crazy.
like kind of close to like Lucent Beam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it maybe just below Lucent Beam, maybe.
Yeah, because it doesn't combo with
Yeah,
very
it's
much.
not really that insane.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Poof. Griefing? No. Unpicked? Maybe.
Basically unpicked.
I think it's...
You can poof to your allies though in AD
It's
at
just-
like what is it, like a
yeah.
2000 range?
No, I think it's actively bad. I think we just put it actively bad. I haven't seen it in a while. One of our teammates drafted it and I never saw it be used. So
Yeah, people don't
Yeah.
really use it. very
Never saw
often.
it.
Just take Earthbind if any Meepo abilities are left in the lobby. Just
Yeah,
take
It's
Earthbind.
probably Earthbind.
So yeah, unpicked.
All right. Sorry, Poof. We'll put you mid though, just because I like
If
your
you're
art.
an Amiibo
Aside
expert
of
though.
tree. Yeah, if you're a Meepo.
Yeah, if you're a Meepo expert and you can poof in on your ally and
Yeah.
do something, good
It is
for
a
you.
6-second cooldown with a very little mana cost.
That's not selling it, Sean. That's not selling
On paper,
it.
it looks like it
We'll
does
get
something,
you
but it doesn't.
to we'll get you to pick Poof next time.
Yeah. All right, next up is Pounce.
Pounce.
Pounce is like one of those like Ags upgrade abilities. That's what it's kind of characterized by for me, at least.
It's like when you have an Ags build, you see this and you're like, okay, its value's going
Yeah,
up.
like I'll third pick Pounce.
Yeah, I need movement. I need something.
It's a
Pounce is
nice
decent.
leash.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is honestly pretty good for escaping, going over cliffs and stuff.
The cooldown's been nerfed. It's 12-second cooldown, but
Yeah. There's
Still.
a couple like what can only be described as like synergies where you're like jumping in and like doing something.
yeah.
But like not really. Like
No.
it's like gap close, kind of like how I don't know, Phantom Rush is like not impressive, but it's gap close. This
Yeah.
is gap close, but also escape.
Yeah, a little more versatile.
Like Illusory Orb, I'm thinking Joel is kind of comparable again.
In P2 picks 2 to 3.
yeah.
3 to 4.
Picks 3 to 4.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 3 to
So
4.
like
yeah.
top of 3 to 4
I
maybe
see.
because the Ags upgrade means it's actually better.
It
Yeah,
is
I
upgradable.
think it is like a good solid third pick. So either top end of 3 to 4, very, very bottom of 2 to 3. Like bottom.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like,
I got bottom 2 to 3.
I don't know. I'm
You
kind
wanna
of
go
looking
bottom
there, and
2
I'm
to
kind
3?
of looking at how good those abilities are, and I don't think
That's true.
Pounce really matches.
But,
I
like,
feel like it's more.
What about Dark
Is it
Pact?
better
I
than
usually
Dark
pick
Pact?
it better. Like I pick it higher than Dark
Yeah,
Pact.
it's
we
gotta be
probably
better
have
than
Dark Pack overrated right now. It's probably a fourth pick, whereas this would show.
We
it's
might
a
have went
That's
higher
true.
crazy.
third
We
pick.
might have
Dark
went
Pact.
crazy.
All
on
right,
Dark
we'll change Dark Pact later. That's another one we'll come back to, guys. Hold us to that on the review episode.
Yeah.
But I'm putting Pounce over it.
Yeah, let's put Pounce above Mirror Image.
Cool. All right, next up's Powershot. Sean, you recently played with Powershot. Now the new execution facet or whatever.
Yeah, the kill
Kill
shot.
shot, yeah.
The kill shot facet. If you get this on win, it's pretty fun.
And you had Chakra that game, right?
Yeah, Chakra power shot on a Wind Ranger with the kill shot facet. I think I sat in the tree line and just spammed power shot.
How many tips did you throw out in that laning phase?
I might have thrown a couple.
Oh, that was like 4 or 5 tips.
I don't think you had any left.
You were actively tipping both of the people in that lane.
Well, they were tipping him too. I think it was a.
I think the enemy bought 3 sets of infused raindrops, so that's how much it was doing. It was doing work.
But if you're not on a Wind Ranger,
a lot worse.
It gets a lot worse.
Yeah.
It's still 470 damage at max level if you do the full charge, which is a lot of nuke. And it's very, very high range, of 3,000. So.
And the slow is actually pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
The slow duration was 4 seconds.
Yeah. Which means, like, you know, in your case, they're slowed, so you can just let off a second one.
Exactly. The second one's easy to hit with Chakra. No problem.
But yeah, I think this is probably generally picks 3 to 4. It actually normally does get drafted in a game, but the mana requirement means that it's almost uniquely for intelligence heroes.
Kind of, yeah. It's 120 is like, it's not unreasonable, but it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, and the impact isn't insane.
No, you can miss this spell and whiff it and it does nothing.
Yeah.
It's a burst though. It's big.
It is a burst. It is a duke. It falls off a cliff if you don't have kill shot.
Yeah.
So just basically leave it for your Wind Ranger teammate most times, guys.
Yeah. So where are we going then? Are we going?
Yeah, I think 3 to 4 mid/bottom.
Is it like maybe just below
like
Doppel?
Laser area? Okay.
Just above Blur?
Sure. Why not?
I don't mind that.
It's fine,
Mid 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Power Cogs.
Power interesting ability.
Yeah.
It's pretty good on Clockwork with the facet.
Yeah,
I like
if you have the expanded armature, then it's way easier to get use out of.
Yeah,
sure.
This is the classic. It's better on the hero that it's meant for.
Yeah. So, but when you don't have that, it's I don't know.
If you're against range cores, it's again one of those abilities that goes up because you can trap them in it. They have to buy a Hurricane Pike or Force Staff, which they might probably be doing anyways, but they're good.
Yeah.
And it's nice because you can see the panic in the lower MMR gamers when they get into Power Cogs. They don't know how to Q click.
You can really do some big impact plays with the Power Cogs.
In lane, you bunt some guy back into your carry, let them get a couple right clicks off.
Yeah. You
can harass, yeah. Mana burn is
if you're a Clockwork specialist and you're like hitting the cog and
denying stuff. Yeah.
It's solid.
Yeah.
But let's not hype it up too much.
No.
It's at the end of the day, it's cogs.
Probably,
it's
right?
How many times have you griefed your teammates with cogs or like been griefed by cogs? So like, there's a grain of salt.
Cogs is like only second next to Fisher in terms of how much my teammate is making me grief.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Yeah,
and then Shards is right after that. But I feel like
so Shards.
I feel like
so true. Shards might be over.
Yeah, I feel like it is almost always a 4th pick though.
Yeah,
like almost always. So I feel like just generally we're gonna have to put it at the very bottom of 3 to 4, like in that little.
Like just between Ion Shell and Nether Toxin?
Sure, like bottom row. For sure. It's a 4th pick every time.
Sure.
I don't mind that.
But it's fun to play with sometimes. If you have the right build. You have some way to get in. Boom, Power Cogs.
Yeah, like
feels great.
Pounce in. Power Cogs, you know, one of those like gap close ones.
Yeah.
Phantom Rush Power Cogs. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, gosh.
All right, next up is Presence of the Dark Lord. Somehow not a meme ability anymore.
I know. It's so funny how much this gets picked.
Now is actually insane.
Whoa.
Especially on a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
If you get Lasting Presence, Sean, what was your max Lasting Presence in the one game?
It was something absolutely
like 44 or something.
It might have been 44.
We had it maxed out in lane, and it was just we were going so hard, just farming kids.
Yeah. If you keep that keep those stacks going up, keep getting the hero kills.
Yeah.
It is really nuts. But you're probably not going to get it. Well, honestly, you actually probably will get it if you're on an SF.
Yeah, it's worth second picking on an SF.
It's almost commonly second picked on SF.
Yeah, you go, okay, I got my first actual good like
right click
ability. Then I get my presence. Now I'm a juicer.
Yeah.
Like there's really like that's all you need to send it over the edge. Because Shadow Fiend's just so broken. And like you'll see people deny pick Shadow Fiend the presence like third, second pick, sometimes just to be like, all right, we don't want lasting presence on the enemy Shadow Fiend.
No.
I'm just gonna take it on my like enchant totem build, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's probably generally picks 2 to 3, which is crazy, but
for what the ability is,
for what it does,
and the
It's
fact
just
that it's
straight
the,
up-
half of its rank is because you don't want SF or you do want SF to have it because of his facet is appalling, Valve. You know, but yeah, that's just the life of the game. You know.
yeah, we can put it at the bottom of picks 2 to 3. I'm content with that.
Yeah, I think we
Maybe
can.
next to like meld.
Sure.
It's like armor reduction.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
put it just below meld.
Sure.
At the absolute most.
At the absolute most. This
That
is
getting
this
a little
is
up
getting
there.
up there.
Wow.
However, you got to keep in mind, presence does go that early nowadays.
It really does.
Yeah.
All right. After that, we have press the attack.
Nerfed in the recent update.
It's just a strong dispel at this point and like a save, and that's it.
Move speed regen. It's just a save. I feel like it gets undrafted now.
Yeah, Joel takes it on his tether build 4th pick, and he feels awesome.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it in the 3rd, 4th pick.
Better against things that are good with hard dispel counters, like counters lasso, counters. I don't even know what else.
Grip.
Yeah, grip. There you go.
Bunch
Stuff
of
like
stuns.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Generally picks 3 to 4, but higher probably.
Yeah, I think it's like a good quality save spell, honestly.
Where are you thinking?
Would we
Maybe
have any
near
other?
cookie?
Save spells, cookie might be the closest thing to a save spell we have in 3
Or
or 4.
like I don't want to put it near astral necessarily.
No. It could get pretty high up in 3 to 4.
Really?
I think.
Okay.
Maybe towards the top.
I don't think
second
you think
row,
it's better
maybe?
than Phantom's Embrace.
Most of the time.
It's pretty solid.
Never.
Really?
You think you're picking this over Phantom's Embrace?
Probably
Hard.
not.
It depends on how good a dispel is, honestly.
Maybe it really depends on the game. Most
like
games.
Aphotic Shield is close to this, and we have Aphotic Shield.
But
I mean, Aphotic Shield has way lower cooldown. Whatever, the barrier's better. I understand that,
Yeah.
but like, and thinking
Barely.
about how unique a hard dispel is
Yeah.
in the game, it gets big points for that.
do we have any other dispels?
Well, like strong dispels.
It's
You
a
know?
strong dispel.
Like if you get stunned, if you get Primal Roared, I can use this on you and you can come out.
I think we got to keep it pretty up there. Let's go like
Let's go like bottom picks 2 to 3.
bottom picks 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like there you go, right
Bring
next
them
to
up
the
last.
ability it counters.
Yeah, let's do it above it just because it beats
Wow.
it.
Oh, there you go.
You think this is okay? Third picked.
Sometimes,
I like
yeah.
that.
If there's like 2 different hard grip and like lasso, I'm taking this.
Yeah, I like it.
Next up's Primal Roar.
Pretty
Good.
solid. I like
Drums
this
of
one.
Slum, eggs.
Yeah.
You can always full to 0 someone in Primal Roar if you're competent.
Yeah, it's still works in AD for having the eggs doing extra damage. It's extra damage based off of your.
It's like attacks, right? Each attack it does something.
Yes, it triggers the effect
Yeah.
whenever him or his
So
units
you
attack.
got like overpower or something. You go.
Oh, I'm thinking of Yeah, I'm thinking of beast mode. Sorry. So
No,
yeah,
we ain't going beast mode.
no, beast mode. Yeah, that's not. But it is a 4-second BKB piercing stun,
Yeah.
300 damage.
Oh yeah. Low
Like,
cooldown.
low
60
cooldown, 60
seconds at
seconds.
level 3. Woo! Blink in, roar someone, full to 0 them. The fight's probably gonna be won.
Yeah,
It's pretty simple.
it's pretty quality.
I think it's generally picks 1 to 2.
I mean, we have Fiend's Grip in fucking first pick, like way up top.
That's because
But
grip's OP though.
Grip is pretty OP.
I do
But
like
Primal
a
Roar is a similar spell.
It is very
It is-
similar
it-
actually.
it's- I think it is. It could be a first picked and I pick.
I agree, honestly.
Like,
It commonly is first picked, probably.
We have Duel up there. Like Primal Roar is pretty high power level. It's got to be like bottom of first pick.
Yeah,
you could put it,
I
you
could go
could
with
put
that.
it like up here.
it's better than most of this generally picks 1 to 2 things.
Yeah, we could go high with
Yeah.
it. I like it.
I like it too.
I think you can win games. with
Drums
this.
of Slum like single-handedly makes this scale like a fucking
It is
beast,
pretty
too.
solid.
So I like
Yeah.
it.
I like that.
Next up, Primal Split.
Very good.
Don't cancel me for that, guys.
Yeah. It's pretty solid, but you gotta like know what you're doing with the micro. You gotta get all the use you can out of it. You gotta be throwing the stun. You gotta be Throw out the Dispel AoE with
Sean, you got cycloned like 8 times
Getting
in a
the
row.
shard.
Yeah, you get the Cyclone. The Shard can be annoying if you want to micro all game long.
The Ags, you mean?
No, the egg. Sorry, the companion. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That can be interesting as well.
Just make sure you throw the rock.
Yeah, throw
If
the
you're
rock.
new, throw your stun.
Throw
Maybe-
the rock and cyclone somebody,
yeah,
and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe if you're really sweating, throw in the
Aether
Void
Revenant,
Spirit
yep.
pushback thing,
yeah.
pull. I don't know, combos with Rot. What are some other stuff it's good with? That's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably
When you get the
it.
Rot Bruling, just shredding everyone with an Ags.
Maybe you get like egg spirits. No, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's survivability on weak heroes too. Sometimes you're just like a CM and you're like, man, all the alts have been taken kind of. I'll just take Primal Split so when I'm at 50%
Yeah.
and I don't want to die to one burst of spells, I'll pop this in a fight. and
Or if
get
you
some
already have
spells
like a
off.
tank build going and you want to just literally be
That much,
untouchable,
Yep.
and the enemy team just doesn't want to go on you.
You already want to purchase Radiance, even though your team already has 2.
Yeah.
Just get a Primal Split build going, and you have the right to do so.
So are we going 2 to 3 then?
Yeah, I think 2
Yeah.
to 3, probably higher, middle, like.
Like, are we getting up and close to grow and Outer Dragon Form
Infest.
Infest?
Yeah.
Or is that overrating?
Maybe 2. That's what almost too high though.
Maybe we go down more towards like Charge of Darkness area.
I like that.
Because it does require a certain amount of
Finesse.
finesse.
It's a
skill.
higher skill ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't take this unless you're confident in
Don't
being
try-
able to use your
also,
control groups. Or
you need
whatever.
to- game
Don't
sets,
try and cast a spell when you're on 10% health.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Squeeze
true.
every ounce of value out of it. Just get the spell off.
Yeah.
Look at the lobby. If they have a bunch of silences and battery assault, maybe don't
Cast
get
it at
this.
50%. That's what I use
Yeah.
as my threshold. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
I'm half HP. Time to pop Primal Split.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Yeah.
get greedy.
All right, next up is Proximity Mines.
Very, very good.
I don't know. Are we
I
going
was going to
very
say,
good?
whoa,
I think it's
Joel's
okay.
kind of going
I think it's
overrated.
very good if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you skewer,
Pushing
maybe
towers,
disruption, whatever OD's thing, imprisonment.
Yeah, Astral.
You can do the combo where you imprison them, place 3 mines in a triangle. They come out and take 600 damage or whatever. Like,
I think it's very top of
It does
2
insane damage.
1
It
to
is
2
insane
very
damage.
bottom.
when
1
is
to
it
2?
ever a win
Oh my
condition?
God.
I don't think it's that high, Joel. It's 2 to 3.
I think we have to go 2 to 3.
It pushes towers. That is another thing.
There is some tower damage there.
Top of 2 to 3
Reduces the enemy's magic resist by 25% at max for 5 seconds.
per one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if it stacks.
I don't think.
I don't think it
stacks
does
either.
either.
stacky.
But anyways,
It's. I don't think it's that high 2 to 3, Joel. I don't know.
the Ags minefield sign.
It's
The
true.
new
It
minefield
functions now.
signs
It does
is-
function
work,
in
and it
AD.
is insane.
It is.
It
It
is
is
really
insane.
insane.
It is insane.
It is.
Don't
I
try
forgot
and
about
run.
the scaling. I guess.
Don't try and run away, guys, when you see the minefields.
Yeah, it's like Rupture, guys. Just TP out.
Yeah, there you go.
Put it near Chain Frost.
All right, fine.
And more kisses.
Below Mortimer's.
Below Mortimer's.
I
Or
like
can't hit
Mortimer's.
tower.
Yeah, but Mortimer's is
Mortimer's is
sick.
way more consistent damage in a fight.
And you only get eggs if you have
Gobble it.
Gobble
Yeah.
Up is sick, too.
Yeah. Next up is Side Blades.
pretty.
Hey, I heard bonus attack range and range cleave is good, guys.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
always first picked. I
Yes,
would
it
say,
is.
like
It's
literally.
almost in the insta pick, unironically.
It could be, yeah.
I think some of the modifiers are better here
We've
though.
gone over this before. Attack range is realistically your best win condition in most AD lobbies.
But Chilling Touch is not at the very top, and it.
No, but this
Is
also
attack
lets you
range.
farm. I know Joel doesn't play TA, so he's not really thinking about the fact that you're splitting
I understand the
your side
farm. It
blade.
has cleave. You know, the cleave is here at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel, you're talking to a TA expert here.
52% win
52%
rate.
win rate.
Whoa,
No.
exposed yourself.
Just kidding.
Let's see. What is
I-
the bonus attack range? 200.
100% cleave, basically, with the
And
split,
the
Yeah.
blades can hit up to 700. Past the.
which is a lot.
It
just a lot.
is almost insta-pick.
Yeah, because
You...
you get it on a melee, you get 200 attack range. It's like, you're like a...
So, okay,
in
let's
between
see. Do
the
you want
melee and
cleave
range.
or do you want side blades?
Side blades, you take over cleave. Right? Every
Maybe,
day?
Maybe.
Maybe
Cleave has no
not.
attack range?
Well, let's see. What is the
But
stats
it's more
on...
consistent. It's more consistent damage on cleave.
Yeah. You don't have to try as hard.
Yeah,
to
you
get
don't
it
have to
clean.
line up the side blade split.
Does the distance say 700 on side all levels?
No, it changes. I think it scales up.
Scale's the same as cleave. So it is the same
But it's
range as cleave.
It's a lot harder though to get the bonus from cleave on the side blades.
because it's a straight
So
line.
you got to be like
Yeah.
not straight, but
You have to be
close to it.
positioning
Yeah.
sweaty.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you take, this or meta?
Oh, I'd take meta.
Yeah. So
For sure.
in talking about the bonus attack range here,
Is it as good as Feral Impulse?
I also just don't see this spell very often in AD for some reason.
well, it's because we never take it. And the enemy will always take side blades before we do.
I guess.
Even though it is like a high tier pick, we don't rate it as highly as other people.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I think
I think it's close to Essence Shift.
I think it's just barely. I could go over Essence Shift. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm fine
Sniper,
with that.
Essence Shift, or Side Blades? First pick. Sean,
Side blades
give it to
would
me
be
right in the meow.
insane on a sniper.
I'd probably go. I like Essence Shift better.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd
Attack
say
is so
that.
fast.
See?
I like it better, but Side Blades might be better overall.
Okay.
That's because sniper already has the range.
Yeah,
You
that's
farm.
true. I guess I
It's a
shouldn't have
farming.
said sniper, but you know, I was just trying to get a nice
Yeah,
range
no,
carry.
it's good.
All right. Next up, Psionic Trap.
Much worse.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're buying eggs and doing the Psionic projection, congratulations, you got your rat build assembled. Go buy Meteor Hammer,
You just
pick Summon Spirit Bear, Nature's Call, and brief your team.
yeah.
Don't do that, guys. That was a joke.
This is
Yeah.
like the ultimate that it's like, oh, everything else sucks as a griefing. I'll pick this. 'Cause
Yeah.
it does something. It does give something. It's
Has
like
a
the,
shard.
Vision.
the worst vision ever, but it is something.
Throw it in the Roche Pit.
Yeah.
Put one on each rune spawn.
Yeah.
The classics.
Put one on the enemy triangle.
Yeah.
You know?
The top of every stairs going up to a high ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are a few like specific spots where Psionic traps, if you lay them, because it's like it's different now, right? Where it's slows based on how long the trap's been there, I think.
Yeah,
right, Sean?
yeah.
Before you used to be able to place it and slow someone for like 20% instantly, and it was really actually pretty good. But,
Yeah.
After 3.5 seconds, they charge up to 50% max slow.
Yeah.
So can't insta pop them anymore for the max slow.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be pretty low then. We
It
gotta,
is situational, I think.
Is it all the way to situational?
Yeah, it's like your fourth pick eggs.
Yeah, it is down there, like below Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, it doesn't do as much as if you're sweaty and you min max and you're a TA main and you know all the spots for a Psionic trap. Yeah,
That'll
it'll be
decent,
good.
yeah.
But most AD gamers just
Aren't
take the
on
like
that level.
400 damage nuke or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
take
like,
something else probably.
yeah. So I'm gonna say like maybe like there. It's kind of higher still.
You
in
want to go
situational
above like
reasonable.
Guardian Angel in that?
Global Silence and Guardian Angel? Definitely not.
We gotta move these motherfuckers.
Some of those were
I'm
way
just
down.
saying.
We were going hard on GAO.
Well, it's hard to cast.
It is. Sean did it where he went,
Is it-
I was trying to hit you with the GA and you blinked then or whatever.
yeah, it's just weird. Its radius.
All right.
All right, next
Pulse
up.
Nova.
So all my Leshrac enjoyers, all my Rod enjoyers, my AoE magic damage enjoyers rejoice.
My run in
Combo
and do
it
nothing.
with Quill Spray eggs,
Nihilism.
Rod,
Essence Flux.
Essence Flux. Pulse Nova eggs is very good.
The
Ethereal Nihilism, yeah. The amped magic damage. Also can grief your team though, because it turns all the enemies ethereal and then your range core who's like desperately
people.
trying to attack them can't hit them because they're like Ghost Sceptered at that
Exactly.
point. I don't know, most people tend to pick the second, I think. It's like you get something that
Yeah.
secures a tank passive or another AoE type magic damage, and then you get Pulse Nova. Because the mana drain is very significant.
It is very significant. You need survivability and you need mana. So it requires those two things to actually get work done with it.
Yeah, it's usually just going to be on the Leshrac model in your game because no one really wants it all that much. So I'm going to say it's generally picks 3 to 4, but maybe like higher tier.
Yeah, I'd say it's higher tier 3 to 4.
Or maybe bottom 2 to 3.
We could go bottom 2 to 3 actually, because it can be strong.
Yeah. It just
go
requires you to
absolute
gap
bottom,
close and like
Yeah.
get in someone's face. It's better than chalk ram, right?
Nah.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. It is.
Okay.
I think it's
I think it's like maybe a little higher.
I think it's like
All
by
right, let's
go
get a
shit.
little higher than
Go
I'm
shit.
trashing on it.
It's above go
Oh
shit.
my god, no. I like go ship.
Sean, you get a bloodstone with that, you can be like unkillable.
But Axe go ship, dude.
Yeah, but nihilism.
Nihilism's
Bloodstone is sick. You have one other thing.
You get a timber with like
radiance and a-
reactive
yeah.
armor, and then they second pick Pulse Nova. You're shredding everybody.
Yeah, but you drop the bow, you get the rum buff, dude. You're
Ah,
going
rum
double
buff. He's a
bow.
rum buff.
This guy's
name,
drunk
dude.
over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Fine.
All right. We're getting close
Ghost
to the
ship's
end of
top.
Yeah.
the end of
Drop
the,
a comment if you think Ghost Ship or Pulse Nova is better.
All right, yeah, get the poll going.
All right. Next up is Pulverize. This is like a high tempo alt. This is like low cooldown. I want to fight. I want to blink in. I want to isolate a target. This is like kind of like mini lasso where you're just like catching one dude and just punishing him for being out of position.
And the AoE is really good. It's like, it's solid.
Grab an Aether Lens and have Arcane Supremacy. All of a sudden, you're pulling someone from 700 units away to your team.
That is insane.
They do return to where they were though when they come out, which is like alarming. But
Yep.
By the, what's it called? The, Glepnir.
Oh,
By the
yeah.
Glepnir with this,
Yeah.
and it's really good.
Yep.
You just like get a blink initiation.
the
Get the
shard,
back line.
the shard's good.
Yeah.
The shard is
I like
really
the
good.
rock
I
throw.
like
The
the
rock
throw.
throw is
It's actually quite a
kind of a
distance.
meme. It's kind of a meme, but
It's
it
a
is
far.
pretty good.
The minimum throw range is kind of funny because it's kind of like Mortimer's Kisses, where if you're trying to stun someone
If you're too close,
in
then
close, you can't actually hit them. I think the low cooldown and the BKB piercing part of it is actually quite quality though. I think it's like probably higher in picks 2 to 3 or middle high picks 2 to 3.
Yeah, we could get pretty high, I think, in 2 to 3, like very high.
Yeah. Like
Like
I'm
right at
thinking
the
near
top.
Elder Dragon.
I'm thinking top level. I'm thinking,
Whoa, really?
whoa.
Like
I'm thinking,
fleshy golem?
like just below Chrono maybe or something.
Okay.
Really,
Yeah.
It is that
I
good.
like this spell.
it is
Yeah.
good.
32-second cooldown at max level.
750 damage, and it's bonus damage per hit, so it's bonus 60 per hit. So that's a
Yeah.
lot of damage. 750 plus what? 180?
Yeah?
That's insane.
You can walk in with
930 damage.
You can walk in with a
Magic.
blink dagger, grab like their support in the back, and then they're trying to cast spells on you, and the bashing on the ground's interrupting their spellcast
Exactly.
animation.
It's
fun.
it's super solid.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
All right. Next up, Purification.
I love this spell.
Good shard.
Oh my
Dominating.
God.
It's a laning just
Pure.
domination.
The
Yeah,
pure
in
damage.
that same Wind Ranger game that Sean was talking about when he had Chakra Magic, I was playing an Omni Knight with Purification and Dispersion, and my God, the sustain that you get from Purification is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And
Pure
the shard,
damage.
The pure damage.
Yeah. Shard's really good.
Like
that shard's
300.
nice.
If you heal yourself for 300 and hit the enemy for 300 pure, it's just a major swing.
Yeah, it's like if you want to dive towers, get dumb, get in their face, Purification's your spell.
Yeah.
If you got a tether build, also pretty damn good. There are a
Yeah.
few combos that I think make it better, but yeah, Purification in general,
Really solid.
solid ability.
Yep.
Generally picks 2 to 3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Higher.
Close to some of the other high quality laning spells.
Kind of like Decay almost.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Decay's probably better.
Luminosity maybe. Just below it.
You think?
Below it.
I think
don't
it's
know.
above it.
I think it's better than like Frost Armor.
I think it's better than
Frost Shield, sorry.
Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Heartstopper. Heartstopper sucks now.
All right.
This
yes,
was, these
you're
were
right.
back in the day.
Yeah.
This was made.
There might have been some changes.
No, the Heartstopper was the way it is now.
Okay,
Placed
so
it
we're just-
here,
yeah.
All right, and the last P,
The last P
Purifying Flames.
can kind of be a grief if you're not on
It's a
Oracle.
weird spell.
Take it on your Aftershock build, guys.
Yes.
There you go.
That's the best use case. Maybe if you have Fate's Edict, if you're playing Oracle, sure.
You have Tether or something, it goes hard.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
If you have what's his alt, False Promise, can
Yeah.
be decent.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you kind of need one of the other Oracle abilities to make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously don't take this anywhere close to first pick.
This is a weird tech. If you have a blast on your team, you can use this aggressively for a lot of damage.
Ooh,
There you
go.
Boom.
Nullify all the heal. There's your immortal gamer tip of the
That's
week.
just really techie stuff there, though. You're probably never gonna get that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, generally picks 3 to 4. This does go undrafted. It's maybe
Yes.
situationally reasonable if you want to put it that low, but
yeah,
I don't know. It is sometimes impactful if you have some other pairing.
yeah. There's some interesting pairings, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And you can grief your teammates. You do have to be careful.
You can,
Yeah,
yeah.
your teammates aren't low, and you use that on them, and then someone bursts them or something like that.
Yeah.
That's it does more damage than it did heal.
If you're trying to grief your team, you can grief them with this spell.
Definitely.
Yep. Low mana, good in lane.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
Let's go like.
But-
you want to go situation?
kinda.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it goes unpicked a bunch.
it really does. Like you
can go
really
to
never
liquid
want to
fire.
have to be like, oh, I
Yeah.
got my Fate's Edict Purifying Flames combo.
We want to lower it.
Let's put it lower, like
Yeah.
underneath Ice
Ice
Vortex.
vortex.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want-
all right.
I don't want
The
people trying to
board's
pick that
looking
up.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we got some good stuff coming. The 1Q ability. And then
One Q ability.
R is going to be stacked, though, guys. We got Rot, Reverse Polarity, Reincarn, some
Rearm.
big names coming.
Oh yeah, rearm. Whoa.
Wow.
We still don't have data on Falcon Rush.
Or well, we kind of do.
We kind of do.
Well, where would we put it now, then?
Probably generally picks 2 to 3.
Yeah. When it first came out, for a second, I thought it was like borderline
Cracked.
first pick.
Because we
Really
got
wanted to.
pwned by it, basically.
But now it's just not. It's more like 2 to 3.
It's kind of
Yeah.
a movement ability that has some, it can go hard with the right clicks.
Yeah. I think Falcon Rush is usually kind of overrated though. Like most people take it because they just haven't played with many Kez abilities
Yeah.
in AD.
Yeah.
Because it sets your base attack rate, right? So it's like
That's
Just
weird.
odd.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's actually a
Grief.
decrease in your DPS in the late game.
Yeah.
At least I've gotten to that point before where I'm like, I don't even really want to use it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's a weird spell.
Still
It's got
being-
an attack speed factor on it though, of 12% at max.
what does that mean,
Kez has
Sean? Tell me.
Kez has phase collision and attack rate that is less affected by attack speed.
Oh,
That
so
is such a confusing wording there. I'm not even sure how this spell functions.
Guys,
But he's
we're-
delivering 2 attacks of an attack. That's all we know.
Yeah.
He goes chop chop.
So.
we're leaving it in insufficient data for now. That's basically where this conversation
no.
came from.
No,
I think 2 to 3.
Let's
is
put it in
fine.
2 to 3.
We don't even know how the ability works. But
Yeah,
we do,
we're
we do,
right-
we do.
We've seen it.
Well, what does the attack speed factor mean, Sean?
I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
draft,
exactly.
Let's draft Overpower Falcon Rush, guys, and see what it does.
Yeah.
It'll slow your overpower because
Yeah.
it sets you to a base
Unleash.
attack rate.
Yeah, the array.
Yeah, but Unleash sets your attack rate too. So you Falcon Rush Unleash. All of a sudden you're...
I don't know, guys. Someone draft that and
Break
attach a
the game.
screenshot. In the
We'll get
comments.
back to you with what Takui tells us.
For now, I'm gonna put it right next to phase shift and
Sounds good.
Middle-
whatever, little
Middle of
shredder.
2 to 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right,
with that.
well, there we go, boys.
All right, homies.
Another episode.
Another
Easy
episode
money.
for the books. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we can get some more out here, get through this thing, and actually finish it for you boys because it's been a...
Yeah, what do we got left here? Like we've got what?
We got quite a bit still.
Oh, that's not that many.
We could bang that out. We could bang that out in a couple, probably 4 more episodes. I think
Probably
we probably
something
bang
like
that
that.
out in 4 episodes, like nearly 2 lines an episode, type of
Not
a
bad.
bit more. But
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
make sure to comment, like, subscribe.